I remembered the guest house very well. It was in that same cozy structure that Daniel and I had made love for the first time. A smile curved my mouth, but only for an instant. Less pleasant memories quickly flooded in about the case that had originally brought me to this lonely farm in northern Indiana. I'd traveled to the Poplar Springs Amish settlement a little more than a year earlier to investigate a rash of barn burnings plaguing the touristy community. Normally, I wouldn't have taken an interest. Poplar Springs was out of my jurisdiction, but I'd had some experience investigating Amish crimes, and there was the badly burned body of a woman found in one of the barns. That was the reason I'd accepted the case, using my vacation days to make the trip up north. What had started out as arson quickly turned into the discovery that the seemingly quaint settlement was corrupted by revenge burnings, illegal narcotics, teenage overdoses, family secrets, lies, kidnapping, and several shootings. I'd barely escaped with my own life, and a good man named Jotham Hostetler had died while saving a little girl for the second time in her young life. If it hadn't been for Daniel's support on the case, and our lovemaking when it was over, I probably would have crawled into a hole, too depressed to do anything else for a long while. My eyes drifted back to the house. It was all quiet at the moment, but I knew that soon enough, the Schwartz family would return, and the noise and laughter of 5 children would once again fill the house. They were great kids, and that was the saddest part about the outcome of that particular case. Because of a lapse in good judgment by a few reckless teenagers many years earlier, and then the subsequent cover-up by the elders, the Schwartz family nearly lost their father after already losing their mother. Sheriff Brody Gentry had taken mercy on the family, even though no one would have expected him to. After all, it was his grandson and the boy's girlfriend who had been killed in the original barn burning that had started the downfall of the entire community decades earlier. Even now, it was hard to keep track of everything that had happened last winter. It was a complicated story, with several different paralleling cases eventually converging and climaxing in complete mayhem. In the end, I left Poplar Springs with a strong fondness for the Schwartz family and several other community members, and also a realization that this settlement had a sickening cancer growing within it. Rowan Schwartz had once admonished that God is punishing us for our sins. Maybe he was right. Even today, I'd experienced an ominous, hollow feeling when I'd crossed the county line into Poplar Springs. Lifting my face to a shard of sunlight shining into the cab, I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. I'd enjoyed relative calm since our wedding. It was still hard to believe that I had finally tied the knot. Thinking about the ceremony, even a few months later, caused my heart to thump erratically and my palms to sweat. Making that lifelong commitment had been as difficult for me as facing any bad guy with a gun. Maybe even harder. Luckily for me, the adjustment from single to married life wasn't that big of a deal. Daniel was more relaxed than ever. We had a fantastic time in the Caribbean, and things had been tranquil in Blood Rock, too. After the tragic school shooting, the hunt for a serial killer, and a handful of corpses in the Amish settlement, I was more than ready for some peace and quiet. Just when I thought the prolonged absence of violence in my town was too good to be true, the bishop had shown up in my office. I rolled my eyes at the absurdity of our brief conversation.
"Good morning, Sheriff. How are you faring as a new wife?"
Seriously, was Aaron Esch's main goal in life to annoy the crap out of me? I leaned forward over my desk from my leather chair and crossed my arms. I doubt you hired a driver to...